This is the O Review podcast. O Review.
Well, it's happened again. I've gotten a new frog skin. But there was a reason. Is it a good reason? We shall see. So, before I unbox and all that fun stuff, I think you'll see what this is. But basically, there's a new limited edition, custom, handmade something or other. Normally we've seen these things on, limited editions where they go live, they sell out pretty quickly, and they're usually very specific runs. Other times we see things that are possibly custom made, but they're just, general release, look cool, they're just sort of a color collection. We have something slightly different here. This was released exclusively to the O Custom, or back in the old years we used to call it OCP or OCE or BTO, way back when there's only 3 options. And one of the frame options you could choose was something called Freestyle Swirl. And I believe these were all hand dipped. I believe they used sort of a paint instead of a dye sublimation, or at least a dissolving pattern. So instead of being printed and then hydro dipped, I believe they sort of used like a paint of some sort. So each one is 100% unique. It's all down to whatever swirls just happen to be floating on the surface of the liquid that they were dipped into. And then you had the option to go into the O Custom and choose either the orbitals, the stems, or both. And of course, you probably want to choose both. Luckily, mine sort of matched, like the orbitals and the stems sort of flowed together, but I've heard a few people where they didn't match. I'm guessing some people might have chosen just to do the stems, and maybe some people just chose to do the orbitals. Don't know why, but not all of them were 100% matched. So the nice thing is when you got the O Custom, you got this presentable box, which is pretty cool. It's got a magnetic flap on it, so it kind of goes shut. And then inside you've got the typical O Custom box. And then you also have a card. Which is just sort of welcoming you to your Oakley account. I, of course, had an Oakley account for quite a few years, back to 2004 or 3, I forget. Maybe 2002, I'm not sure. Been a while. They actually wiped your old account history and orders from way back when. So every so often I go on and I try to look at my old history and cry a little bit at the fact that I was able to buy a black over-the-top ruby for $180. Can't do that anymore. All right, so we got our normal O Custom box. We have our O Custom bag with the hashtag on the end because we can't forget hashtags. And then here is the Freestyle frog skin. All right, so if you've ever worn a frog skin, you kind of know what to expect. There's not a whole lot that's really gonna blow your world, but it's really just comes down to the actual paint used on this. So like I said, each one of them is going to be 100% unique, and they did a really good job of kind of coating 100% of the inside, the outside, the back of the orbitals, and you really don't see any sort of seams, which is kind of nice. So most of the time when you have like a hydro dip, you have sort of a very noticeable gap where the print sort of wrapped around on itself and sort of met the other side and didn't really mesh too well. But these ones are pretty nice. So as you can see, so the stems that I have really match the orbitals pretty well. Definitely on this side. And then right here, we've got that touch of pink, which also bleeds over into the logo. And then we also have, I think my favorite part is I have a little bit of pink right on the tip, which is kind of cool. It's just a nice accent that really kind of sells the fact that these were created from several different colors, and then it was just the luck of the draw where they ended up. There's a little bit more on the orbitals too, a bit more pink right there. And then also, I figured, if I'm already sort of plunking down some money for this, I might as well customize it a little bit more. So I've got O Review etched right in there, because I figured, why not? Might as well just pad on it a little bit extra and make it completely unique. So how do they look on? Well, I mean, they're frog skins. They They look exactly how you'd expect them to. Nothing too crazy right there, but overall, I mean, for something that was distributed in such a atypical way, I really like that I was able to kind of jump on those, get those, and have something that was a bit unique without trying to jump online and beat the crowd and all that. So I don't know if they're still available. I'm not sure if they decided to sell out fast or people really grabbed them and depleted the stock. But when I did check out that what they did say that there was some limited quantity. But then again, most of the time when I put something in my shopping cart, it says limited quantity. So, but not a whole lot more to say about this. If they're still around or if you happen to grab one, definitely worth checking out. Probably won't see these in stores. I think it was pretty much an online only. But overall, it's a pretty cool piece. So I got a couple things arriving, so hopefully I can get a few more videos out shortly. There's an MVP sale, and I was able to pick up a few things for not too much. So should have a couple of newer models actually showing up here that I can do a video on. So hopefully I'll have a few more things to show you, and I can get a few more things online. Thank you.